All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. A double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim, to the elect, that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, pushing His truth and faith and in all sincerity. I'm the brother Shema Allah from the GMS Houston camp. And this lesson is going to be entitled, Flee from a Proud Look, so that you can be favored by the Most High. All right, Salakia, let me roll this window up. It's starting to rain a little bit.
Waiting for connection.
All right, so like I was saying, flee from a prideful look to be favored by the Most High, because the Most High looks down upon anyone with a proud look, right, or a prideful spirit. Because ultimately we have nothing to be, prideful about. All right, we are in captivity, and we're in the lowest condition ever, as a people. Right? Even though the Most High is reversing that, and He's giving us this knowledge, right? But this is nothing to be prideful over, right? Especially that we have been shown mercy, when we should have been destroyed, all right? When the Most High basically could have took us out, and He didn't have to bring us into the truth at all. Right? There's no reason to be prideful about what we know. All right, because these things were given, and like I said, this is the Most High. He showed mercy unto us. All right, so a prideful spirit, right, should be far from us. Like pride shouldn't even be in our minds. Right, but we are in this flesh, and things, will happen to where you will have to get corrected, the way you will have to check yourself. Others will be consumed with that spirit, and basically their actions that they do, right, will basically make them become hated. Right, hated of the Most High first and foremost. All right. Because pride is an evil thing, all right, and it will destroy a man. I'm gonna start here in Proverbs 6, right? Proverbs 6 and 16. It says, "These 6 things doeth Yahweh hate." It says, "Yea, 7 are an abomination unto Him." It says, "A proud look." All right, so a proud look is the first on the list. So the Lord hates a proud look. These are one of the things that the Lord hates. An individual with a proud look. And let me see something. For the word pride, right? Rawum. And it says to rise up, be high, be lofty. Right? Let's see. F. All right, it says to exalt oneself, to magnify oneself. All right? So you just, what they say in the world, big-headed. All right? It could be of worldly possessions. It could be of, like I said, something carnal. Or it can be because all the breakdowns, right? All the deep things of the scriptures. And basically you puffed up. And you give yourself, what is it called, right? A boost, right? Of, I'm trying to word it the best way as possible. Right? You got this importance to yourself. You give yourself some type of importance, right? More than necessary, if I worded that, correctly, right? For you to understand, right? You look at yourself more important than what you actually are, right? Having egos and this and that, right? But it says a proud look, all right? So this is something that the Lord says. So if we want to be favored by the Most High, right? If you want to be saved, right, and you want to be on the Most High's good side, having a proud look is something that we should flee from. All right? But Sirach 10 and 12, the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned from his maker. So when you depart from the Most High and your mind is on something else other than these scriptures, other than walking, orderly, walking as righteously as possible, right? That's when pride comes in. That's the beginning of it. And that's something that we want to avoid, and that we want to constantly check ourselves on. Am I walking correctly? Am I walking as I should walk? Right? Constantly. At the actions that I'm doing, like, is this a righteous act? How would the Most High feel about this? You got to constantly have these scriptures, and that's why what David, what he said in Psalms, to meditate continually. All right, to actually meditate on these scriptures. Paul said to examine thyself, and we do it with the scriptures. It says, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. Right, because pride is the beginning of sin. Because to just we're going to go off, right, in this flesh, but it's a certain spirit that's the Most High wants you to have, right? You gotta be that humble spirit, that broken and a contrite heart, right? Wanting to be perfect, wanting to please the Most High, right? Not just oh fuck, it is what it is. You see, we got grace, so I'm just gonna do this and that, right? Using this liberty as a cloak of maliciousness, all right? Because that's prideful, to be in that type of spirit. All right? To do what the Lord would not require you to do, and right? And you know that the Lord ain't with this, that's pride. All right? Because you don't fear the Most High. It says, and he that had it shall pour out abomination. So the person that has this pride, they're gonna do abominable acts, right? Abominable things, that the Most High found abominable, right? And also his men, right? The men of the Lord, right? Like a person that has pride, they're gonna do hateful things. You see, it says, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. So you see that the judgment for a prideful person, it doesn't end nice or end well, right? It doesn't end well. A prideful person is not going to stand in the Most High's sight. It said the Lord has cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. So the Lord can bring down somebody who is proud, right? And you are in high position, right? It says proud princes, right? It doesn't matter if you're a king. It doesn't matter if you're a prince, right? That pride will destroy you. It said, and the Lord set up the meek in their stead. All right? Because that's who the Lord favors, the meek, right? The humble. It says, the Lord had plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. Let's see. Verse 18. It says, pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. So it says pride was not made for men. All right. So this is a trait, right, that we want to avoid and that we want to stay away from. And notice when it is happening and correct it. All right. Fast, pray, all right, for the spirit to be off of you. Not just let it linger on. All right. It says, they that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. Right? Because what Jeremiah 2 speaks about, that holy and right seed that the Lord had planted. That's what we're coming back to this knowledge. Right? But these will be the ones that fear the Lord. It says, are sure seed, the Lord are going to protect these people, right? Which just ultimately are the elect, right? Which are the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which are the Israelites, all right? It said, they that love him are an honorable plant, and you show love through actions, right? By the keeping of the commandments, right? Which we do it, we rehearse these things, right? And we do these things along with our faith in Yahushua, which perfects us. It says, they that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed, right? That's a prideful person. You're not regarding the law when you are doing things, right? When you're in your everyday actions, when you're dealing amongst brothers, you're not regarding the law. You're not regarding the scriptures. A person can know the scriptures and still not apply them, in situations. All right. It says, they that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. So you're deceivable. All right. And this is what the Lord doesn't want. All right. But let's go to Proverbs 16:18. This is Proverbs 16:18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. So before destruction comes, a pride will be there. Pride comes first before ultimately the person is destroyed. Okay? So knowing this, you should stay away from this type of spirit. It says, in a haughty spirit before a fall. So before the Lord brings a person down and ultimately destroys them, right? That pride will be there. It says, better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. So it's better to have that humble spirit, right? And to be with the lowly and to have that contrite and broken spirit. This is what the Lord wants in all of us. Because like I said, we have no reason to be proud, or to have a lofty spirit, or to look down, upon anyone, or to think that we are just better, right? Than brothers that, that we are in the same camp with, or brothers in general, like, because of something you may have carnally, or some knowledge that you may have, that you may be specialized, that you may specialize in, right, in the scriptures, that another brother you may not be on your level, right? No, this is not what it's about, all right? But this is, let me go to Luke 18:10. It says, 2 men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, the Most High, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. It says, I fast twice in the week, I give tithes of all that I possess. All right, now let's read this in the NLT. It says, the Pharisee stood by himself and prayed this prayer. I thank you, the Most High, that I am not a sinner like everyone else, for I don't cheat, I don't sin, I don't commit adultery. I'm certainly not like that tax collector. I fast twice a week, and I give you 1/10 of my income. So basically, he's boasting of the things that he's doing, right? And the law, right? And he's also comparing himself to others. He said, hey, I'm certainly not like that tax collector. So to him, hey, he's better than him because of the things that he's doing. All right. But he's carnal. Your spirit ain't right. All right. You may be doing these things, but you're not even in the right spirit. All right. So the Lord ain't even accepting that. It says, and the publican standing afar off would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, the Most High be merciful to me, a sinner. So the publican is in the right spirit. He said, be merciful to me. I am a sinner. Even Paul had the same spirit. He said, a sinner, of whom I am chief, because of the things that he had done right to the believers before he came into the ministry. All right? So we're supposed to be wanting mercy. This is the spirit that we're supposed to be walking around in. All right? Okay? A spirit of humility, a spirit, of meekness. All right? Wanting to be forgiven by the Most High. Not acting like we got it already. All right? The kingdom was coming for us, and we will be kings. We will be noble. All right? We will be set up in high positions. All right? The time for all of that will come. You see? But now, hey, things have to be different to even get that, right? It says before honor is humility. All right? Hey, when we in the kingdom, then we will be able to be boastful and do this and that, right? Towards these other nations, because we gonna have it all. Right, but now, it's time to be in a different spirit, right? Because we ain't in our kingdom. All right. But let me keep reading. It says, I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalts himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. So anybody, so hey, the Lord said the publican was better, right, than the Pharisee. And the Pharisee is what? They experts on the law, right? And the publican, what? He just said he's a tax collector, but he knew that he wasn't right and that he needed mercy to be shown unto him. And he said that he was more justified than the other man. It says, for everyone that exalts himself shall be abased. So if you try to bring yourself onto a certain level, right? You try to exalt yourself by, whatever actions, right, that you think is necessary to give yourself a great name, or you may speak highly of yourself amongst others and look down upon others. You're going to be abased. But he that humbleth himself it says, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. So the one that's got the meek spirit and that lowly spirit, right, the Lord's going to exalt him up, right, because he's in the right spirit to be exalted. All right, because he's a great example of what the Lord wants, people to be. All right. But this is Luke 17:10. So likewise, ye, when ye have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which our duty to do. So yeah, we could be on fire in this thing, man. We could be, doing, hey, just like what the Pharisees said, hey, man, you fasting, hey, you tithing, right? You doing all of these things, you see, but it doesn't give you a right to look down upon anyone. All right? Oh, I do more videos than him. All right? Oh, I study longer hours than him, or it can be whatever, man, that can puff someone up, right? To make them feel like, hey, you ain't on my level. That is the completely wrong spirit. Hey, because what the scripture said, that we are a body, right? You should be trying, if you see any weakness in any man, right, that you deem as a brother, you should be trying to work on him, right, or work with him, right, to basically so he can better himself, because we all on the same team, the same body. All right? We should be helping one another, right, not comparing ourselves to each other, right, to basically, basically belittling, another brother, right? That ain't the right spirit. It says we are unprofitable servants. So even if you are doing all these things, hey, you still unprofitable. Because we need Yahushua. All right? Us on our own, hey, we are nothing. We're only something because of Yahushua's sacrifice. Just remember that. And it off with this, Ecclesiastes, I think it's The actual Ecclesiastes. Let's see. Yeah, it's in Sirach. It's in Sirach 3:18. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. All right. So the more elevated and the more upgraded you become in the truth, the more humble that you're supposed to be. All right. You're not supposed to be. The greater that you become, the more prideful that you become. Right. The more down, or the more you look down upon others and think that you are better than everyone, and you got this inflated ego. All right. No, it's a lot of men in Israel that have this type of personality, and they're not gonna last long. All right. It says, many are in high place of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. So you got all these noble people, you got all these people that are proud and this and that, but the Lord actually deals with the meek. Think about Moses, right? He was the meekest man on a planet, and the Mosai, what he told Aaron and Miriam. Well, this was Numbers the 12th chapter, right? That Moses wasn't like the other prophets, right? That he appeared unto prophets by dreams and visions, right? But he came to Moses, directly, right? He speaks about him speaking face to face with Moses, which basically means Jesus became intimate with him and gave him the deep breakdowns and revelations, right? And Moses, he opened up unto Moses a lot, on a lot of things, all right? And he was a meek man. It says, for the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. So the power of the Lord, he's great in power. Think about how powerful the Lord is. He's the Most High, and he's not even prideful. He's honored of them with the lowly spirit. Okay, so that's the type of spirit that we should want to have. If the Most High is admired of that, right? He got all this great power, and this is what he admires. This is who he will bring honor to. All right. But, that's the lesson. I hope this was edifying. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.